He's going to start the program. Once again, Paul Dudley. Give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
We thank you for this opportunity, Heavenly Father, to be in your presence one more time. We thank you for life, health, and strength, the way you have richly blessed each and every one of us. Truly, you are good, and we thank you for that. We thank you for the ministry that you have given strong. We thank you for all that you've done these past 15 years, the way you've watched over the leaders and given them wisdom and understanding. And as we move forward, bless the food that we are about to receive, and we just thank you for all things. Amen.
Amen. Good evening. Good evening. My name is Pat Lespinas, and I serve as Director of State and Government Affairs at Verizon. My task here this evening, in 2 minutes or less, is to introduce someone who really needs no introduction. To know Rasmea Zattar is to know her passion, intelligence, sense of purpose, and fortitude. To know Rasmea is to know a genuine speaker of truth to power, whether power wants to hear the truth or not. It is incontrovertible that under Rasmea's leadership, S.T.R.O.N.G has thrived. Her tenure at the helm has seen, among other things, bigger budgets, bigger grants, bigger partnerships, bigger programs. And under her watch, S.T.R.O.N.G now has a bigger home, with breakout rooms, a radio station, a library, a kitchen, and their very own parking lot. Mia's favorite part? When the contractors painted the yellow lines in the parking lot, Rasmea cried. It signified, in her words, that they were official. Ladies and gentlemen, by your presence here this evening and evidenced by the great strides this organization has taken, would you agree with me when I say that under Rasmea's leadership, the state of S.T.R.O.N.G is strong and the future of S.T.R.O.N.G is even stronger? Outside of Rasmea's office door is a great picture of her and her son Benjamin with their New York Jets jerseys on, smiling and excited. I'm sure that picture was taken before the game and not after the game. It should not be lost on us, as it is never lost on Rasmea, that time spent at the office or in the community on behalf of S.T.R.O.N.G is time not spent elsewhere. Her role model in life is a strong woman named Mildred Zattar, her mother, because whatever life has thrown at Mildred, in Mia's word, she has taken it like a champ. Well, Mia, tonight you are our champ. And like all champs, you get a game ball, signed by your teammates, your staff, your mom, your son, and your supporters. And so, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, to kick off our evening, let's bring it in with a rousing Super Bowl cheer for our defensive tackle, playing for New York S.T.R.O.N.G Youth Incorporated, number 26, your captain, Rasmea Zattar.
Good evening. I will start tonight the same way I did last year, by welcoming you all to our S.T.R.O.N.G family celebration. And I want to emphasize the word family and the fact that with your mere presence here tonight, you have become an eternal part of our family, if you didn't already know it. I also want to emphasize the fact that we are all family, that we are all connected, because being family is one of S.T.R.O.N.G's best qualities. A quality, a culture that has resonated with our youth and families and communities since our inception 15 years ago. 15 years ago, a group of college students banded together to create this movement in recognition that the only way to uplift our communities, and most importantly our youth, was to unite as a family, or in this case, as a society. One member alone was not going to be able to solve all of our problems. It was going to take a mother, a father, an aunt, an uncle, grandparents, etc., to equip our youth with the essential tools to be productive and successful. And of course, I'm using the words mother, father, and grandfather both literally and figuratively. So based on this principle, S.T.R.O.N.G was born. Initially, like any great grassroots organization and movement, S.T.R.O.N.G's work and actions were directed by building awareness of the issues affecting communities of color on Long Island and encouraging unity on the community level. Many of you have attended or even helped to plan our S.T.R.O.N.G peace marches or peace rallies. At that time, that was how S.T.R.O.N.G needed to operate, on mainly a community level, because there was a willful denial that typical urban issues were in fact also suburban issues. This denial was deeply rooted in the fact that the effects of violence, poverty, racism were not impacting the typical Long Islander. The impact was being felt, and in a super disastrous way, in the corridor communities. And for those of you who don't know what the corridors community are, they are the communities in Nassau County that are made up of mostly people of color, and where the majority of crime and poverty exists. But we're not here to listen to a history lesson. We're here to celebrate the fact that during these past 15 years, I can confidently say that S.T.R.O.N.G has successfully brought attention to the challenges faced by members of these communities. And most importantly, we've been leaders in developing solutions, working with other family members, such as schools and universities, law enforcement, community groups, politicians, churches, and actual families to creatively and effectively address these challenges in ways that we're not just putting band-aids on open wounds, but thinking intentionally on long-term vision and goals. I have been with S.T.R.O.N.G approximately 10 years now. 6 of those years I spent running our intervention program, S.T.R.O.N.G University. I spent about a year running our high school chapter program, and then I hit the jackpot. Sergio, S.T.R.O.N.G's founder and previous executive director, decided to move on and left me in charge of his baby. And boy, was I ready for the challenge. I had spent the previous 7 years taking notes, and while I was already in love with S.T.R.O.N.G, there were things I felt we could do better. I'm happy to say that in the past 3 years, S.T.R.O.N.G has experienced growth way beyond my expectations. And that is huge, because anybody knows me, I do not settle for anything less than the best. Just like a teenager coming into our own, we have strengthened our internal systems, our program delivery, and strategically expanded our partnerships. A move that has led us to be able to provide a summer program for youth in grades 6 to 9 for the past 3 summers, thanks to the Uniondale School District, increase the number of youth and families we reach in our chapter program, deliver more holistic intervention services, which include mental health, mentoring, outreach, and case management services, and most recently, officially becoming a bi-county service provider. Through the help and advocacy of the Suffolk County Probation Department, especially my good friend, Ms. Jill Porter, a prior S.T.R.O.N.G honoree, today, literally today, S.T.R.O.N.G will begin to work with youth in grades 4 to 6 and families in the communities of Glendale and Belfort. And that is just the beginning. Isn't that right, Deputy Majority Leader Ramos? All jokes aside, it's our dream, and in true S.T.R.O.N.G fashion, not just to help the youth and families we touch, but find ways of uniting communities and counties. And remember that guy, Sergio Argueta, who had that crazy idea of leaving me in charge? Well, he didn't go far. Serge is now our board president, and during these past few years has worked very hard to bring on new board members to assist in our group. And it's with the invaluable help of my amazing board, Laura, Olivia, Fred, Steve, and Janola, that we landed a significant grant from the Unitarian Universalist Congregation at Shelter Rock to expand our mental health services, especially for court and juvenile justice system involved youth and their families. This is such a huge step forward for us and our youth, since it's no secret the impact of mental health, of mental illness and trauma on youth development and behavior. And did I mention that S.T.R.O.N.G is a now proud new owner of our very first, but definitely not last, office building. It has been a breathtaking few years, to say the least. I want to thank everyone who has stood by our side, believed in what we were selling, our product being vision and hope, and hopped on the roller coaster with us. It's only through this support that we have come this far. And as for the newcomers, again, I welcome you and I dare to dream. No, not dream, act. Let's do together. We have come such a long way in 15 years, but can you imagine the possibilities if we committed just a little bit more of ourselves? whether it's time, money, connections, wisdom, we can help empower the most successful new generation we have ever seen. How amazing does that sound? Challenging, but not impossible. Tonight you will hear and learn about some of the most remarkable individuals that stepped up to the plate and joined S.T.R.O.N.G's family in a variety of ways. But no matter how they came to be in our family, the one thing they have in common is their commitment to change the lives of our youth in positive ways through partnership, heart, and hard work. And before I end, I would like to thank my staff and our interns with all my heart. Without you, S.T.R.O.N.G, and especially me, would be nowhere. I love you all. Thank you to my board of directors, our 2015 Gala committee for helping make tonight a success, and we cannot forget you, our supporters. Our extended family for believing in us, working to support our vision. And a quick shout out to Mr. J.R. Reyes and his wife, Emily, who decided to spend J.R.'s birthday and their 23-year wedding anniversary with us tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sherelle Allen, and I am a case manager for S.T.R.O.N.G Youth. I've been with S.T.R.O.N.G for over 2 years now, and it has been a blessing to have an opportunity to earn a living, making a difference, and impacting the lives of our youth and families. I would also like to add that in 2020, I look forward to welcoming you all to our 20th year anniversary as the next Executive Director of S.T.R.O.N.G Youth. By then, Mia, you should be on an international book tour, producing a film on your life titled Straight Outta S.T.R.O.N.G, and simply enjoying the glamorous life you truly deserve. On behalf of my colleagues, I want to thank and acknowledge our strong Board of Directors, Steve Crossley, Esquire, Olivia Alfonso, Frederick K. Boynton, Esquire, Dr. Laura Lusbader, Secretary Janala Morales, and last but not least, the founder and president of the board, Sergio Argueta. We would also like to acknowledge all the elected officials that have joined us this evening, including some who have already moved on to other events and others who will be joining us later. Thank you all for joining us. And tonight, S.T.R.O.N.G is also honored to have New York State Assemblyman Phil Ramos with us. It is important we acknowledge that he serves as the Deputy Majority Leader of the New York State Assembly. He is someone we consider a colleague, a great supporter, an ally, and a champion for our youth and community. Please welcome Assemblyman Ramos.
Round of applause for Mia. Does she make you proud or what? A source of pride to see your work and to see how, this organization is evolving. We all stand on somebody's shoulders. I stand on my father's shoulders. I stand on all the role models that I saw as I was young. And we have to acknowledge our trailblazer here, and that is Sergio, who had a vision, a very strong vision, to help and to do something for our youth that is born from within, from people who have lived the reality. You see, my friends, after I have gone to the State Assembly and seen the way things happen from the inside, as you know, I'm somebody who did not come from a background of politics. I grew up in Brentwood. The thought that a Puerto Rican kid in Brentwood could grow up one day to be assemblyman was something totally remote. And when I get in there now, I see the motives and the way things happen and why they happen. And we must recognize that there are initiatives of economic development to keep people incarcerated, and those are the ones that we have to push back against. Those are the ones who feel that our young people are disposable and make no tolerance laws, no tolerance policies that are just aimed at filling prisons that keep towns above water economically upstate. So we have to find ways to help our youth, and this is what S.T.R.O.N.G does. S.T.R.O.N.G realizes that young people are not disposable, and it's much more cost-effective, and it's much more morally correct and best for society to raise vibrant and strong and resourceful young people than to have to fix broken adults. May God bless you. Strong, you are the tide that rises all ships.
And I'm a member of the Board of Directors. On behalf of my colleagues who sit on the board, our Executive Director, our staff, and the families and youth we serve, we want to thank everyone who made tonight possible. We would like to thank all who supported our journal, donated tickets, and purchased tables. We would also like to thank tonight's sponsors. A sincere thank you goes out to Adam and Renee Haber, who are this year's Platinum sponsors. All of our allied sponsors, which include Love My Jewels, Golden Castle Homes, and the Reynolds family. A very special and sincere thank you goes out to this year's printing sponsor, Church Communities Breaking the Cycle, who has continued to support our work for over a decade now. Rounding out this year's sponsors are Family and Children's Association and Briarcliff College, who are both silver sponsors. We are tremendously thankful to all of you for being here tonight. We look forward to continuing our collaboration and encourage you all to consider being a sponsor next year. At this time, please take a look at the video monitors. This is the work that our sponsors and each of you here tonight are supporting.
Tonight's first award is named after Nassau County Police Inspector Matthew Simeon Jr., who served as Commanding Officer of Community Affairs. I'm a little hungry. That was my belly last night. Inspector Simeon, who was one of S.T.R.O.N.G's most outspoken advocates from the law enforcement community. Inspector Simeon was more than a supporter. He was a friend, an ally. Matt lost his battle with cancer in 2009, but S.T.R.O.N.G is honored to memorialize him through this award. This award is presented to individuals who serve in the law enforcement community and truly understand the importance of going above and beyond the call of duty to serve. This year, the recipient of this award is Assistant District Attorney Renee Fechter. First, ladies and gentlemen, a brief video.
Congratulations, S.T.R.O.N.G, on your 15th anniversary gala, and I'd also like to congratulate all the honorees this evening. Serge and Razmia have done such an incredible job working with our youth and keeping them away from gang life. I want to congratulate all the honorees, and of course Renee, my Director of Community Affairs. Renee has a long history of working with youth and building community partnerships. He developed our community court and community service program. He directs our Long Island Youth Safety Coalition, and he heads our Heroin Prevention Task Force. I don't know how you do it all, Renee. Congratulations, thank you for your service, and thank you for being my friend.
I wanted to thank Sergio and Razmia and the Board of Directors of S.T.R.O.N.G for putting together this gala, and I want to thank all the people who've come tonight to really raise a lot of money for one of my very, very favorite organizations. And this is particularly special because when I started working in the field of the District Attorney's Office, I started boxing clubs to try to get kids off the streets. And one day, one of my kids, Eric Rivera, was beaten to death. We noticed on the news this young guy who I'd never heard of before. Turns out it was Sergio with his friends, teenage friends, painting over the gang signs. So we got to meet this guy. And it turns out we did. We've had a lifelong relationship doing things together. So, and then it took it forward later to a guy named Mikey Alguera. When I was running Project Safe Neighborhood, Mikey Alguera was a 16-year-old in Hempstead. He was on the handball courts at Hempstead High. And so we really mourned his loss. And then on top of that, I'm very, very thrilled that this particular award is being given in the name of our late friend, Matthew Simeon, who worked so hard putting together and fighting for the youth. So this is a quadruple whammy. And then last but not least, our own son, David, our family is incredibly grateful. We lost our son was shot to death as a sailor by a gang out in California, and we really wanted to do something big. So in the name, of Eric Rivera, Mike Alguera, and our son David Portmore, our whole family salutes Strong and salutes all of you here who are tonight to do something to prevent these things in the future and to save our kids. They are the future. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matthew Simeon Award.
Well, first of all, I'm overwhelmed, and I want to thank Strong for giving me the honor to be honored to help you guys. And also everybody here who's here to help out. I think it's terrific. And I want to thank our fellow honorees. But I have a caution. I've been in the nonprofit business a very long time, and I like to mentor people, especially people trying to build their charities. And I followed Strong since it began 15 years ago. It's your quinceañera, right? 15 years. And, right? It's a big deal. So you guys are basically teeny boppers, right? They're teenagers. And they're maturing. And so I'd give them advice. I said, when I was trying to build a nonprofit, and nobody wanted, there were people who were like a real pain, who we really needed, but they didn't listen to us, and we wanted to get them to sponsor us, and we couldn't do it. So I said, listen, what I did, was I rented a hall in the last few dollars, and I had a party, and I gave the people who were really difficult an award. And I said, and the biggest pain in the ass got the biggest award. So I thought that was terrific advice, but I'm realizing they were listening to me. And so, did I do something wrong? I didn't be offensive about the award. But hopefully that wasn't the case. But on a other side, we know that everybody here has probably privately suffered and had all kinds of awful things. And we're here to celebrate the victory over those things that have happened. I think whenever I try to talk to people all the time, everybody's had something bad. And our families had our fair share of tragedy, not the least of which was the murder of David. And there was a great deal of suffering. His sister Stacy is here, Danny, his brother is here, our niece and nephews are here. Really worked hard to overcome it. We built a little fund, and the dollars that we're going to donate as a family tonight came from that murder. And we did it the hard way. And I think nobody worked harder, even though everybody did, or suffered more than his mother, my wife, Eileen. And Eileen is not here right now because she is dealing with brain and lung cancer and dementia. But I know that it meant a lot. And Eileen, when she did this, would go out with little canisters with David's picture on it, going to delis and beauty parlors and bars, trying to raise $10, $20 here and there, and they did it. So, in memory of David, and in the spirit of Eileen, who is with us, but she's over at the German Institute, and our family, we came here to celebrate with you, to see and to know that the money is well invested. And I noticed that on the table there are opportunities for you, and I know how hard you work for your dollars and how tough that is. Give a little something, it adds up to something enormous for a really, really good cause. And then last but not least, I want to thank the fact that the Matt Simeone Award, because I worked very closely with Matt. And the very first gift we ever gave as a family, I mean, we were klutzy at this, but I didn't even know. So we didn't know how to, we wanted to help kids be kids, happy, well, kids. So we got together, and Matt Simeone convinced us to go over to Westbury, to Newcastle, and donate 500 safety helmets for the children of Newcastle. So hopefully that keeps you from being a criminal, and that's a good thing. But we got better at it, like now, like giving to Strong. So I told you I could do this in 3 minutes, right? Thank you.
Individuals who serve at the behest of communities, giving of themselves tirelessly and attempting to improve the lives of our youth. Tonight's recipient of the Lorraine Dancer Award is none other than Dr. Jeffrey Reynolds. First, a brief video.
Hi, this is New York State Controller Tom DiNapoli, and I want to say some words on behalf of one of your outstanding honorees, Dr. Jeffrey Reynolds. Jeff Reynolds has really been a transformative leader on Long Island for decades now, working on public health issues, fighting against substance abuse and drug and alcohol abuse. Certainly in his current leadership position with Family and Children's Association, he has been making an incredible difference. Jeff is of course known as being a marathon runner, and he really has been going the distance for Long Island families for many, many years. He's well deserving of your Community Activism Award, because thanks to Jeff Reynolds' leadership and his advocacy and his professionalism, Long Island is becoming a more caring and inclusive community for all of our families. Congratulations, Jeff. Well-deserved honor.
So I'm Dr. Jeffrey Reynolds. I'm the President and CEO of Family and Children's Association. I've been involved with S.T.R.O.N.G for probably 10 years, if not more so. I think one of the things that initially attracted me to the organization was its real, unwavering commitment to kids in Nassau County. They have found innovative ways to reach young people. They found innovative ways to reduce violence. The passion and commitment comes through in everything they do, and it's just a wonderful organization. This has been a rough summer in Nassau and Suffolk in terms of violence, and I always read the stories about shootings or stabbings or acts of violence in our community, and although it's troubling, it's actually pretty reassuring to know that there's an organization like S.T.R.O.N.G on the front lines addressing violence, preventing violence, and making sure that youth have other opportunities. This honor is particularly meaningful for me, given who it's coming from. Both Serge and me are rock stars in my mind. I'm very pleased to get this honor and pleased to be recognized. For it to come from such an esteemed organization and esteemed individuals means the world to me, and I look forward to continuing our partnership in the days, the weeks, the months, and the years ahead.
Dr. Jeffrey Reynolds, ladies and gentlemen. The Lorraine Dancer Award recipient.
Wait, there's a timer? So look, thank you, and congratulations to the other honorees, and thank you to S.T.R.O.N.G for this. You know, it's ironic that as we gather here tonight, there's been yet another incidence of mass violence. I'd like us just to take a moment of silence for the folks who lost their lives tonight. Unfortunately, when this has happened in the past, we haven't seen changes in gun laws. We haven't seen increases in mental health coverage for young people. We haven't seen community responses that change the reality. Yet we know right here in our own backyard, there's an organization that's changing that reality in Nassau County and now in Suffolk County. I remember many, many years ago when we were both younger meeting Serge for the first time. And we were part of a capacity building initiative. And I remember going to the house, it's a house on West Columbia. A lot of times I went there, there's literally a guy sleeping in there as he's walking me through. I'm saying to Serge, you have to have personnel policies. Imagine telling Serge you have to have personnel policies. You have to keep books, you have to do all this kind of stuff. We go to the door and there's a guy sleeping in there. And I'm like, what? You can't have people sleeping in here. Oh, well, I didn't know. Next time I went, the guy was still sleeping in there. And that was the early days, and what inspired me about S.T.R.O.N.G, quite frankly, in the early days, was Serge, and the fact that he was willing to be a voice when nobody else was, that this was an organization that was willing to speak up no matter how unpopular it was. And doing this work on Long Island is much harder, with all due respect to the people in the 5 boroughs, much harder than you do it in Nassau County. And this is an organization that was not going to be restrained, was not going to hold back. I remember when Serge told me that he was moving on to other things, academia of all things. I had my own thoughts about that, but weighed in favor and said, look, good luck in whatever you choose to do. And I remember him saying, but I'm going to leave Mia in charge. And Mia and I didn't know each other all that well at that point in time, so I was kind of like, okay. I'll tell you, you have lived up to everyone's expectation. You've made a huge difference in the community. there's a whole bunch of zeros in that comment, so I'm going to finish. I do want to thank my friends from SEA who have supported me in being here. I'm very proud of the partnership that SEA has with Strong. And before I finish up, a big thank you to my wife who enables me to do all things that I do out in the community. So thank you very much.
The Hackathon Award is bestowed upon individuals who have shown a commitment and dedication to furthering opportunities for organizations that address the needs of youth in community. Tonight, Strong is honored to acknowledge the commitment of Renee and Adam Haber to strong organizations that are impacting youth and families as well as communities. And now a brief video.
I have the awesome task of talking about two of my favorite people, Adam Haber and Renee Haber. I met Adam and Renee at a function which was 90% Haitian Americans were celebrating when Adam started talking about his work that he did with Helping Hands in Haiti. At that point right there, I knew he was a special person. And I got to know Renee as such a strong supporter of her husband. I think it is an awesome thing that Strong is doing by honoring them, because a lot of time in our profession, in our culture, we forget to say thank you to people until they're no longer with us. So it is always a great thing to honor those who are with us. Adam Haber and Renee Haber are two of the most genuine people that you could ever meet. And before you know it, you have a friend in Adam and Renee.
Hi everybody, I'm Adam Haber, and this is my better half, Renee Haber. We're really excited to be part of this great fundraiser and honored by Strong. We're here to tell you why we're involved and what we love about Strong, and we'll get right into it.
Community is important. It's important to give back to your community, and youth are important, and it's really important to take care of our youth.
That's a great answer, Renee. Without Strong, I don't believe there would be a place for recently incarcerated young men and women to have a community center to thrive and grow and be involved. And you see how much magic Mia and Sergio have created with all the graduates of Strong University. And I think this is an extremely important institution that needs to thrive and grow.
Yeah, and Strong is really great in prevention, and prevention is the key.
She's a social worker.
I've always been passionate about helping kids. I used to be a high school English teacher, and my kids would reveal in their writing all of these really sad stories. Cancer, date rape, attempted suicide, sad things. And I knew I wanted to do more than just help them with their writing. I knew I wanted to help them in healing. And that's really what made me want to become a social worker.
I learned of Strong through Sergio, and then I was introduced to Mia, and for the longest time I didn't know who was Mia, I didn't know what to call her. But you should call her a community leader, and I'm blown away by how bright she is. She could be anything and do anything she wants, and she chose this kind of work, and people are better for it. So I was introduced to it when I got involved in the Nassau County race. So I just was compelled in the passion and drive, and we're really excited to be part of this.
So Strong is doing amazing work, and not just in Nassau County. They just recently were awarded a grant to open in Suffolk County and Wyandanch. Wyandanch is desperately in need of this kind of work. There's no two people that I put greater faith in than them, and so I know that our dollars to Strong are well invested and used wisely on behalf of these kids.
This is a no-brainer. If you want to invest your dollars in the community, you want to see people's lives change, and you want to see growth and joy and great things happening in this organization, then please, there's going to be very few opportunities except for tonight, in the next 5 hours only, to invest. So if you want to get in on a good thing now, buy some raffle tickets, buy some 50-50 tickets, make an investment, give an extra $50 or $100, because that money is well spent. And we're just excited to be part of a greater picture. And thank you so much for the ability to serve. And it's the sum of its parts. It is a great thing to be. We're one small part of a big wheel, and a spoke maybe. And thank you.
Once again, congratulations to Renee and Adam Haber. this year's Strong Award recipient. Hagedorn Award.
Thank you. We're really deeply humbled. And you heard I used to be a high school English teacher, so one of my favorite quotes is from Edith Wharton, who wrote, "There are two ways to shed light in the world. One is to be the candle, and the other is the mirror that reflects it." Strong is an amazing candle. It's a beacon of light. And for the last 2 years that we've been involved in Strong, we're just so proud of the work that they do, proud to stand with you. We will stand by you always. And as you guys are the candle, we will do our best to be the mirrors and to reflect all the good work that you do. We're so proud of Strong, and we're truly deeply honored to be here.
See, I clearly married above my pay grade. So, very briefly, we all live in a bubble, right? I live in East Hills, an affluent community. You know, you shop in stores and you meet the same people. And it wasn't until I drove down Glen Cove Road one day and went down Clinton and through Garden City, and it's like someone turned off the lights and there's a whole other community on the other side that looks nothing like the one house away. And how do you help? How do you get involved? And you do it by supporting organizations such as Strong. They're the equalizer. They level the playing field in our communities. And one recent thing happened. We have a lot of supporters here tonight, and we hope we spread the gospel. But two of my fellow board members are here, and from the Roslyn School Board. I'm on the Roslyn School Board, and you know, when we heard that Hempstead schools, the students didn't have their schedules for weeks at a time. Okay, and I couldn't imagine that happening. Yeah, we couldn't imagine that happening in Roslyn. That's just, the playing field's not even, and Strong will close that gap, and that's why we're so honored and proud to be part of it. So, thank you. And again, I'm just going to repeat for Sergio's sake. 50-50 tickets are still plenty of time for the best. Raffle tickets, the money goes a very, very long way. You can lose money in the stock market like that, or you can watch your investment grow for years to come. Please support generously. Thank you.
The Educator Award is bestowed upon an educator who goes above and beyond in providing educational opportunities for youth who face unique challenges. Tonight, Strong honors Mr. Sean Pika and Hudson Link for higher education with the Strong Educator Award. A brief video.
Hello, my name is Sean Pika. When I was 16 years old, I got into trouble. I found myself serving an 8 to 24-year sentence. I went into a world that I didn't know existed. One day, an officer came to my cell and said what I consider helping some of the other men learn to read and write. I said, how was I going to do that? He said, Sean, you're the most educated guy around. And I had only made it to the 9th grade. So many of the men I was around were returning to prison shortly after being released. And I thought to myself, was I going to be any different? I remember sitting in my cell as a teenager, thinking, where is my life going? I was serving a 24-year prison sentence, never finished high school. I felt like I had failed at everything. So here was the point when I realized I had a chance to not be such a failure and use what I had been given to help others. It was where my educational journey began. After 16 years in prison, I earned my GED. I got a 2-year, a 4-year, and a graduate degree. I realized when I was released in 2002, after 16 years, the only thing I had was my college education, but it was the only thing I needed. I kept thinking no one in my community was going to be able to forgive or forget that I was in prison for nearly 2 decades. But in fact, people are forgiving, and education does level every playing field. There is transformative power in education. Someone believed in me and said my life was worth living. Today, I'm the executive director of Hudson Link for Higher Education, an organization that provides college education and life skills while in prison, and reentry support after release. In 1998, federal and state funding for college education in prison was stopped. This had a devastating effect on prison morale. Through the support of religious and academic volunteers for Hudson Link, the organization was established. Today, we provide a college education to incarcerated men and women in 4 New York State correctional facilities. 43% of people released from prison return in the first 3 years. At Hudson Link for Higher Education, our first 13 years proved to be a phenomenal success. 0%, not a single student, returned to prison. Please support our goals of forgiveness and educational opportunities for all. Thank you.
Mr. Sean Pika, ladies and gentlemen.
What you mean by unique educational challenges that you grew up in a maximum security prison while trying to go to school. That's exactly what I'm here for. I think the connection between the work that S.T.R.O.N.G is doing and the work that we're doing over at Sing Sing and the other New York State prisons is that New York is one of only 2 states that puts their teenagers in prison, that sentences them as adults. So all of a sudden, the youth that we're working with here at S.T.R.O.N.G are the same youth we're working with at Sing Sing. So being able to have the youth visit with us, connecting those 2 worlds has been unbelievable. I think S.T.R.O.N.G, like most youth programs, are like a rare, exquisite diamond, invaluable to the communities in which they're found. Programs like this, you cannot replace them. You cannot buy them. But the money that's raised here tonight can help them do the work, the amazing work that they're already doing. When I entered the New York State Department of Corrections, I was 16. I thought my life was over. I literally could not wrap my head around the fact that I would be there for 24 years. If it was not for programs like S.T.R.O.N.G, working at the prison, I definitely wouldn't be here now, and I absolutely wouldn't be here in a suit and tie. So I thank S.T.R.O.N.G, but I also thank the folks here that are supporting the work that we're doing. If you've already done that work, if you've already purchased a table like my family has, thank you. If you haven't, it's not too late. Please dig deep in your hearts and your wallets, because this is work that no one else wants to do. This is the work that's behind the scenes. And it's work that changed my life. Thank you so much and have a good night.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sean Pika, Business Leader Award, which is bestowed upon people in the business community who provide support and resource for youth service and agencies. Tonight, the Community Business Leader Award is being given to the radio show on Hot 97 called Street Soldiers. And it is given, yes, ladies and gentlemen, for its dedication in bringing pressing issues that would not be covered by any other media outlet to the forefront via Hot 97 FM. The voice of Lisa Evers has been heard every Sunday for over 20 years now. Although she doesn't look like she's been doing anything for 20 years, Miss Evers has been on radio. She has a face for TV too, I've seen her on TV, over 20 years, giving profound insight on issues devastating our community, but most important, proposing solutions to these issues. Long Island's own Tone Capone is the executive producer of this show on Hot 97 and continues to represent Long Island every opportunity he can. Tonight, S.T.R.O.N.G is proud to honor both Lisa Evers and Tone Capone for their outstanding work on Hot 97's Street Soldiers, ladies and gentlemen. And now, proud to say, a brief video.
WQHT, New York City. Welcome to Hot 97's Street Soldiers, the hottest talk on radio. Hosted by...
My name is Lisa Evers. I'm host of Hot 97 Street Soldiers, and also a reporter for Fox 5 News. And I came to know Sergio Argueta through my executive producer, S.T.R.O.N.G, who keeps his ear to the streets and is always looking out for groups in the community that are doing such positive things. So Serge has been on Hot 97. He's also been on Fox 5. I've used him as a resource in our communities to talk about what the gang problem is doing to our youth, particularly on Long Island. And what I love about Strong Youth is that the program inspires young people to do the right thing, but it's not just words, it actually helps them, emphasizes the importance of education, and Serge knows just how to do that because he's lived the life that he is giving them hope to live themselves. So we're very honored to be involved with him. We're very honored to call him our friend and our resource, and we're very honored to be receiving this award, so thank you very, very much.
My name is Carlos Tonka Acosta. I grew up in Brentwood, Long Island, New York, right here, not too far from Nassau. And you know, growing up in Brentwood was a great experience. It's a quiet community. But looking back now, like what I see with a lot of the kids and a lot of the gang problems and a lot of the violence and a lot of people just going to prison for things that shouldn't be happening in our. And it's important for us to intervene, and I'm glad Strong Youth is doing that. Like 2003, I met Sergio. But he came on the radio show. I met him there. He was passionate. This guy was not playing around. He was on the air. I was like, man, we got to get this guy back on the show. Because our phone lines went crazy when he came on and he started talking about what he believes in and his drive and him intervening in what's happening in the community with a lot of the violence. I think, you know, you guys are building a community. You guys are developing children. You guys are giving guidance. You guys are intervening in what's happening, which is key. You know, I asked Sergio how many kids attend his program at their building, and he told me like 400. I was like, wow, that's incredible. Those are 400 lives that Strong Youth is touching. People should invest in Strong, man, because we need these kind of programs. A lot of these kids don't know where to go. They don't have programs to attend. They don't have counseling. They need help. And programs like Strong Youth can help in that fight. It just can't be government. It's just not government. We need programs like Strong Youth Inc. We need to support them, and we need to sponsor them and help them as much as we can, because they're the ones that are going to be on the street intervening and preventing. So we need to support them.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lisa Evers and Tone Capone of Hot 97's Street Soldiers.
Thank you so very, very much for this award, Serge. Thank you. Contacted us many months ago about this and asked us if we could participate. And I'm also a TV news reporter for Fox 5 News in New York City, and I've interviewed Serge a number of times for that in terms of talking about the youth problem and also the youth potential. And one of the things that appealed to me about Strong and about what Serge and the whole team and everybody involved with the program has been doing since the very, very beginning is always having that belief in our youth, always having that belief in our children. And I believe as a human being that as long as we're breathing, everything is possible. And no matter what somebody has done in the past, no matter what has happened in the past, if they have that person who is there to reach out to them, to give them that helping hand, and more importantly, to just give them a little teeny bit of hope, we'll be amazed to see what can happen. And we have been amazed over the years to see what's happened with so many of the young people that have gotten involved in Strong, that have come out of Strong. And I'm happy that we have a platform at Hot 97 and at Fox 5 with the news program to be able to talk about some of the issues. And one of the other things about Strong that really appealed to us, we're a radio show, but we're also very community-oriented. We've done a number of programs in the community, from voter registration, hip-hop votes, to our ongoing push for peace. And one of the things I liked so much about Strong that I thought was so unique of all the programs and the hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people that we've had on the radio show over the years, is this whole idea of empowerment. And I think that's so great, because there's a mentality in many of our communities that we're powerless, especially our young people are powerless, that we don't have this, we don't have that. There's this whole list of don't. And I love it that Serge just came at it real strong, pardon the pun, but came at it and is like, listen, this is what you can do. We're dealing with the immediate needs, we're dealing with the immediate thing that's going on with you, but these are also larger issues that need to be addressed, and you need to be out there speaking out about them. So we're very honored to receive this award. I'm sorry, I took all the time. I know that the organization is in good hands. It just shows you how smart Surge is because he picked a woman to take up the reins.
Okay, she left me 30 seconds. But she does TV, so it's okay. Now, Surge, I just want to give you a big round of applause, Mia. Big round of applause to you. Come on, everybody. We're doing big things. I grew up in Brentwood, Long Island. I got 15 seconds. And I made it out the hood, Brent Hood. And you can make it out too. I see a lot of successful people in here today. And it's all about doing big things that inspire the youth. Let's give them guidance and let's inspire them to do bigger things. Thank you very much. And big shout out to my boy Eddie Morales in the building. Gracia, those are the people I grew up with, the brothers. Big shout out to Gala from Stony Brook. Let's do it.
Lisa Evers, Tone Capone of Hot 97. And posting behind this microphone. It's hard to say no to S.T.R.O.N.G. One, they are a very magnificently strong organization, but that's no pun, that is the truth. But he asked the wrong person to try and say the right thing. I have 42 seconds and I've done 30-second commercials. Surge is not only a social worker, but he is a confidant that I have known as a fellow social worker for over 15 years from my days of working in Westbury. And I saw his vision then, and there's nothing more dangerous than vision articulated in action and wonderful people this evening. Surge and S.T.R.O.N.G exemplify hope in action. And you cannot exemplify it any more than you guys are doing it tonight. On behalf of those we former foster children, we love you, we appreciate you, and S.T.R.O.N.G is the way. My name is Gregory Singer. Thank you for your attention tonight. One last video, and then we'll get to the floor and to the munch and crunch. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I was doing whatever, I was fighting, I was in the streets. I didn't know what path I was gonna go in life. Like, to be honest, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Been involved with S.T.R.O.N.G for 10 years now, joined them in 2005. The attitude and the mindset that I had back then has totally changed and elevated from that time.
I had 3 assault charges, 1 robbery charge, and just doing dumb things. S.T.R.O.N.G took me places that I would think I would never see. It's not just a building of people who just work. S.T.R.O.N.G is just a big family. It's like a brotherhood, sisterhood put together. S.T.R.O.N.G is a neutral ground for every gang member that walks through this door. Just bringing people together, being cool, laughing, joking, brings us even more closer. If this program keeps rising up, this community will be better than it is now.
There's a lot of youth programs out here, but S.T.R.O.N.G is one of the programs that's genuine. Dealing with youth, I feel like you have to be genuine. Like, you may not be able to change every kid, but as long as you change one, alright, you're good.
S.T.R.O.N.G gave me life. S.T.R.O.N.G made me feel like I'm a better person.
We used to go around to many different schools and do speeches and just getting a reaction back from the kids of my speech and my word and my message to them, it brought something over me. I feel like I was one of the kids that S.T.R.O.N.G has touched.
Happy birthday to you. To who? Happy birthday to you. To who? Happy birthday, dear Malik Quali. Happy birthday to you.
and get back in June. The program helps young people break the chains of incarceration, despair, and destruction. It might sound a little dramatic, but I was one of the people that S.T.R.O.N.G helped. Free. Mentally, emotionally, physically. That is what this organization does. I experienced what people might consider a rough childhood. In my neighborhood, it's normal, but as many know, growing up in a home, sorry, I'm so nervous.
You got it, girl, you got it.
I experienced what many might consider a rough childhood. In my neighborhood, it was normal. My parents split up in my early teens. Many of you know that much don't come from a good home. Due to the lack of opportunities in my community, I began to make poor choices and decided to hang out with the wrong group of people. One particular day, my entire life changed.
Breathe, baby, breathe, breathe.
And my whole life got turned upside down. The crowd I was hanging out with decided to rob a young man. In the process of that, the young man decided to make an attempt to get away. In the process of that, he decided to run in the middle of the highway and lost his life. In a split second, I lost my life, my lessons, my everything. I knew it wasn't the right thing to do, but I didn't have the courage to speak up or leave. I just literally stood there. Because of the seriousness of the crime, and because I was 15, the justice system tried me as an adult. I didn't have any prior arrests. It was scary, cold, and lonely. The words physically damaging and emotionally scarring is just words that I can describe. Nevertheless, I felt like I deserved like that. I was fortunate that the person who intended the situation decided to take full blame for it. But I was scared. After serving numerous years behind bars, I began thinking about my release. I'm bettering myself. I achieved my GED and continue to think about my future. I was most afraid about getting out because I didn't know if I would stay out. I finally got a release date, and upon parole, I felt lost, scared, and nervous. I began rebuilding my life thanks to my spiritual supporters. My mother was not here with me. My aunt was in the crowd. My sister, who is no longer with us today, and my significant other. I would like to thank you guys for that. One day at parole, I got the best gift that I can ask for. It's probably something that people would never even thought of being that it came from parole. But I got a mandated sentence to report to S.T.R.O.N.G. And that was the best thing that happened to me so far. At S.T.R.O.N.G, I found a family who helped me understand the social and emotional issues I had to go through and the importance of healing. I was worth forgiveness. I was worth a second chance. And my life was not over. I learned the meaning of redemption by way of other kids in my group who was working towards changing and doing well. I learned that I can go to college while numerous barriers like getting transferred and moving residency. It's a long way. It's amazing how a long phone call can go a long way from S.T.R.O.N.G. Now I'm in school, now I have a job, now I have a better relationship with my family. And as I continue to build, I work, I pay taxes, and I'm a law-abiding citizen. Strong University gave me a second chance, and I thank them for that. I will hopefully be working for Strong School. And I will definitely be okay with your own service. Thank you for supporting this event, because they're not just supporting the organization, they're supporting those of us who live as results of Strong. Thank you.
Let's reset that clock. I haven't started. All right, first off, the executive director took 20 minutes. I'm gonna try and be much quicker than that. Ladies and gentlemen, señoras y señores, familia, family, muchísimas gracias. Thank you so very much for being here this evening. As was mentioned previously, this is Strong's quinceañera. And you know, in terms of Strong and bravado, to talk about quinceañera, a number of folks were like, "Are you serious, Serge? You really want to call it that?" But Renee really set the tone, and as a feminist father, a man raised by women, who continues to be raised by women by way of my wife and my daughters, I thought it was poignant because it's significant to what this organization is all about and what we have been doing. Before you are 15 candles, and within the next 3.5 minutes, I want to light these candles the way anybody coming into adulthood would. I was but a kid. I was but a kid the day that I jumped on a train ride and met a young man named Eric Rivera. It was a coincidence. I knew his brother, he was a friend of mine, but I had never met him. That young man was beaten to death. Less than a half hour after we parted ways. I had mourned the death of my personal friends. I had visited friends that were sentenced to 12, 15, 20, 25 years behind bars, and that pain was real. But the first candle we light is in memory of Eric Rivera. There's a lighter there, right? Thank you. It's in memory of Eric Rivera and all the young people we've lost, the young people that we lost today in Oregon, the young people that we lose in a place called the Corridor in Nassau and Suffolk County when we shouldn't be losing them. We light that same candle for a young man that's less than 10 miles from this venue at this current time, at a hospital called Cohen's Children's Hospital, and he has a ventilator keeping him alive, breathing for him, and he will never move anything below his neck. A kid that roamed the hallways of Uniondale High School, a kid that had so much potential, but unfortunately being at the wrong place at the wrong time has left him in that place. We light a candle for the founders, the young people that are here today that built this organization, that said we're going to be a part of the solution because we are the answer. We light that second candle. We light that third candle for law enforcement officers. Renee Fisher, Matt Simeon. The law enforcement officers that are in this room, kindly stand up. Whether you're a county police officer, NYPD, retired, current, whether you're a parole officer, a probation officer. Man, you see how we roll? But what makes this different are these officers understand that no matter how good those guns are, no matter how good those badges are, no matter how safe those prisons may be, fact of the matter is the answer to this epidemic is out there on the streets where these kids need us the most, but they are our allies, and for that I say thank you. You guys can't clap, the time is running out. I'm on candle 4 and I'm almost, I'm nowhere near done. I want to thank Adam and Renee Haber. I want to thank Lois Stein, the Stein family. I want to thank Maria Piñeros, Hector Piñeros, all of their loved ones who are now forced to fund us whether they want to or not. We thank you. We thank a lady in the audience named Lucy Gasvini. Lucy, are you here? I've never had the pleasure of meeting Lucy. But Lucy decided to look for an organization she wanted to support with her loved ones, and she picked us. And for that, even though I've never met you, we are family now, and I thank you for that. We thank S.T.R.O.N.G Capone and Lisa Evers. We light that 5th candle for them. We light it for the media in the room, our own Antonio Kelly, who covers every event, who put together those videos, who is our form of media, because without them, we can't frame the issue so that other understands. There's a family here, a group of folks called Church Communities. We light a candle in your honor, and we thank you for the support you've given us, because folks that live by Christ and any other religion, that don't just speak it, but actually walk it and talk it, are the ones that have healed and have allowed us to continue healing the lives of other young people. Look at what's next to you. That was only made possible because of you. Because of you, and for that we're thankful. Our partners at Briarcliff, all the business owners that are here, that brother that brought his wife for their 23-year anniversary. That table up there, can you please, table two, right? Please. Those are small businesses from the community that are supporting us. They're in our journal, please. Make sure you support them. Tamia. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much about it. Tamia, the staff, the interns. Mia, the day I gave birth to this was not, I never envisioned this. The day I had to step away was one of the hardest days of my life. But seeing what you've done and seeing this family, seeing my staff, these interns, this dinner tonight, man, listen, the best move I ever made. Social justice advocates, candle number 9, TCC, NYCC, our brawn, our muscle, the ones that are out there fighting for those that have no voice. My hat goes off to you because you guys motivate us, you guys inspire us. The generals, Lucas Sanchez, Jeff Reynolds, James Hodge. One of them tells me you need to look at things from outside of S.T.R.O.N.G's perspective, and the other one tells me there is no other perspective but S.T.R.O.N.G. And it's that tension, that back and forth, that pushing, that actually makes us as successful as we are. And so I'm thankful, Brother Sean Pica, the educators, Brother Greg Singer behind that mic. You heard that man's voice. That man's an author, a poet. You guys gotta buy his book. And Ann Ritter is here, Renee Bloomstein. Educators, if you work in a school K through 12 or higher ed, please stand up. Be quick. Maria Piñeros, you work in a school. Khadija Maldonado, you work in a school. Please stand up. These are the educators that have made us a fabric of the institutions that they work in, and if it wasn't for them, we would not be here. Our strong youth. Jasmine, Damien, Maureen, Eric, and Kevin. Without you guys, we wouldn't be where we are. You are our inspiration. You motivate us. You give us purpose. You keep moving us forward. The next candle is for our families. Nuestras familias. The people that watch us cry. The people that hold us up. When we feel we are failing, when we feel no matter how much work we do, there's a young man named Benjamin Zatara in here. There are 2 beautiful little girls at home. One whose 10-month birthday is today. 11. No, 11. Yeah, 11. That's hard. And my daughter who's gonna be 7. There's a little Kahari Allen somewhere, right, Sherelle? There's our family, the ones that sacrifice, the ones that share us with the world, the ones that pick up the slack when we're not doing what we can because we're out there doing this work, doing it for the love and the passion. Without those people, we wouldn't be here. And our board of directors gets the next candle. A small team with a whole lot of heart. A small team with a whole lot of heart that without a doubt is the only reason why we're moving forward, and for that I'm thankful. You know who you are. I also want to light a candle to each and every last one of you in here. For whatever reason, this room is looking as beautiful as it is because you are here. And I don't know if somebody bought a ticket for you. I don't know if I just happen to be a professor and you got stuck with me. I don't know if it's because we were classmates or colleagues or somewhere along the lines we intersected. But we're here now. And when you look at this beautiful room in one of the most segregated counties in the entire country, I can't help but think how amazing a movement is. And I thank each and every last one of you for that. Our last candle is for our future. Our last candle is lit to everyone who's helped us move forward, whether it's our own parents, Mrs. Sitar, mi mama, whether it's our own partners, whether it's our families, whoever it is, whether it's a complete stranger, including the young people that are here. Lucy came with her daughter. Her daughter is from Syosset. Jericho, Syosset. I don't know if you guys been there. It's all the same. Did you really have to correct me, Mia? That's what Mia does. Corrects me all the time. The point of the matter is this young lady actually decided to do a project on S.T.R.O.N.G. And now these people have fundraised for the organization. But we also have kids here that are from Hempstead, Roosevelt, Uniondale. And they're all working towards the same mission. As a result of them, everything they've done, we salute each and every last one of you for being here this morning. We are looking for board of director members. We are looking for advisory board members. We are looking to build the Gala committee. This year, our Gala committee, kindly stand up and wave at folks. Ms. Yari de Leon, thank you so much for helping us move this project forward. And all the other Gala members that helped out. Donna, we could have done it without you. I don't know, this is the first time I ever got to watch the program. 15 years it took. Yeah. We're looking for the leaders that can help us move. I'm convinced. When I looked in your eyes and I saw complete strangers shedding tears for people they don't know, when I see you smile, when I see you embrace with your warmth what this movement is about, I don't know how much longer I have to live on this earth, but I can tell you I'm a blessed man. And I'm not blessed because of what this has become. I'm blessed because you are a part of this movement from this day forward. Muchísimas gracias, los quiero a todos. God bless, have a great night. Let's party, let's dance, let's raffle. Now DJ, where you at? You know, our DJ used to be in the S.T.R.O.N.G chapter too. I'm so proud of him. Please play some music, get these people off their seats and all that.